You know that feeling where like you've been crushing it all day, got your meetings nailed, your inbox zeroed, you counted your calories, you're dialed in, you're focused, you hit your macros, and you're present. And then like at 7:32 on the dot, a wrecking ball made of Doritos, Instagram Reels, and dopamine crash. And then you kind of come out of a daze. Somehow you're elbows deep in Uber Eats with 47 minutes into the top 10 best bulldog videos you've ever seen on YouTube. Yeah, it's like your brain has gone offline, even though your hand somehow is doing this Olympic activity of scrolling. The worst part is that after that, there's a post shame binge that just whispers, you blew it again. Like, even though you've crushed the whole day, it feels like it didn't count. It's an emotional whiplash. You were winning, and now you're wondering how you lost the lead so fast. I find with myself and so many guys I work with that this nighttime collapse happens. And we really have to learn to own our evenings in order to stop waking up in a fog of regret and wondering why we're in the same loop. Most of us have our days relatively structured. We have meetings to go to, classes or courses, going to the gym. But nights, it's like the Wild West. There's no system, no rituals, no defense at all against the 8 p.m. dark art demons that come out at you. And so we try to rely on discipline, but ignore the fact that your environment will beat your willpower every single time. And this is particularly true now that our homes are essentially digital casinos of temptation and our brains are running on fumes. So we don't fail because we're weak. You fail because your world isn't built for you. The psychology behind a midnight collapse is kind of interesting. There's a couple different theories of what's happening. One is there's a contextual collapse. There's structure in the daytime, there's focus, there's boundaries, there's even a job to do. But at night, it's just free range. And every bit of temptation is there, and you have no reason not to other than, your hopes and dreams. But without a level of friction, there's just no control. Another theory is the idea of decisional fatigue. And this has gotten some downplaying recently, but I still think there's some merit here in that all day you're making decisions and your prefrontal cortex job is to say no, don't eat 3 pizzas, but it's been gassed out all day because you've been making hard decisions and not wanting to kill your colleagues as you're interacting with them. So your willpower tanks, your impulsivity spikes. It happens. There's also the theory of revenge bedtime procrastination. You finally have time, and so you're going to make it, and you don't feel like you're trapped. I think of it as, what do we do after you've been in school all year? When you were a kid, you're just like party mode and you're going to do it and you're going to stay up all night and no one can do it. Mom, you can't be mad because I don't have school tomorrow, except for we're adults and we have school every day. It doesn't stop. Make it stop. It feels like freedom in the moment, but really it's self sabotage in a leather jacket. And then this activates this shame spiral. We were doing so well, and now you feel like a fraud. And often the case, you don't even lose that night, but you ruin tomorrow because of how you ate, how you didn't sleep, or you trashed your mindset. So we need to make a shift where evenings aren't downtime, they're launch pads so that we can do the things that we want to do in the next day. Also, we need to be dialed in to at least to the pragmatic effect that decision fatigue is real. And so we need to design around it. If we build our houses such that we actually support the things that we want to do, you're more likely going to do the stuff you want to do. If you have cookies right on the cabinet in front of you, you're probably going to eat it. And I really want to get us past the idea that we just need to willpower through everything. It's not how we're built. It's not the critter we are. We need to have fewer choices and have those choices pre-selected so that we're already doing things that we care about. A lot of cool research on this if you want to look at it. Some old school behavior analytic stuff on contextual performance demands. Harry and Kinney is a good option for that. If you want to look at more executive function, Fuster and Barkley talk a lot about this. And so there's a lot of options that are actually looking at the research with this. Try to boil it down for us just so we can have a discussion. But I hope you are able to hold the frame, build your life, win the fourth quarter, as we would say back in football days, and let's go.